Assalamualaikum and hi, we are from Group 3. We will present to you about our business idea, which is production of benzene from Toluene. This is our group member, consists 5 people, and my name is Insyirah binti Muhammad Saidi, and I will present to you for the introduction and business. Why benzene? First, because the high demand from the world as benzene produce so many products such as plastic and also insecticide. Second, because the raw material, as we know, Malaysian is being led by the petrochemical industry. So we can take the opportunities of having the raw material in our own country to make benzene production. Third, because we want to seek opportunities, as not many company in Malaysia that produce benzene. So we want to produce benzene, and also we want to take an experience on production of benzene itself. Fourth, because the profit, it is a high profit business. How we want to produce the benzene is by the hydrodealkylation of toluene. By reaction of toluene and hydrogen that will be produced benzene and methane with the temperature of 600 to 650 degrees Celsius and pressure 20 to 60 bar, and also by using the catalyst of chromium on porous carrier. The business location that we choose is Tanjung Lansat Industrial Land in Pasir Gudang, Johor, because first the raw material availability, which is near the project of benzene, and it is easy to get from Lotte Chemical Titan Company, which are only 2 kilometers from our business project. Second, the market availability, it is near the Tanjung Langsat Port and Pasir Gudang area. Third, the water supply that be supplied by Tanjung Langsat Port via pipeline or road tanker. Fourth, the waste management. It is close to Kemalaya Sdn Bhd, the company that provide waste management service. Fifth, the energy that available 24 hours that be given from Tenaga Nasional Berhad TNB. And sixth and last reason, because it is safe. It is well-equipped area and also far from residential area. This is the member and their roles in the project. We have project manager, director manager, project coordinator manager, production support manager, and also resource manager. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
My name is BTK3253, case 246. So about market analysis, firstly we'll talk about the consumption. The consumption of benzene has been increasing globally, driven by its end-use industry, particularly in emerging economies such as China and India. Benzene is widely used as a raw material in the production of plastics, rubber, dyes, detergent, and pharmaceutical, and others due to its high reactivity and stability. In petrochemical industry, benzene is used as a starting material for the production of ethyl benzene, cumin, cyclohexane, and maleic anhydride, among others. Meanwhile, in plastic industry, benzene is used in the synthesis of various synthetic rubbers. Other than that, as a starting ingredient in the pharmaceutical industry, benzene is used to create a variety of medications such as aspirin and other painkillers. About supply and demand, benzene has a high demand but has the lowest supply among other chemicals in Malaysia. There are only 2 companies that produce benzene in Malaysia, which is Lotte Chemical Titan Holdings and Petronas Chemical Aromatics. There is higher demand of benzene production as plastics, rubber, and lubricant industry, and more needs benzene as an intermediate. Furthermore, demand for benzene rises as a result of increased economic activity. However, the complex combination of economic, political, and technological factors can result in large price swings. To increase the supply and demand for benzene production, the following measurements can be considered: improving productivity, increasing efficiency and production capacity, and investing in research and development. Competitors in benzene production is dominated by a few large petrochemical corporations. So here are the main competitors listed in the benzene production industry: Royal Dutch Shell, ExxonMobil, CNPC, and Sinopec. The competition between these companies is dependent on the number of variables such as production capacity, cost effectiveness, availability of feedstocks, product quality, and geographic reach. The competition among benzene producers is further intensified in petrochemical sector. To preserve a competitive advantage, businesses frequently use pricing and product differentiation technique to strengthen their position in marketplace.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is BTK3253 with ID number KH223. We present about the financial analysis for benzene production in this industry. In this slides, I will present about the estimation of manufacturing costs and capital costs, and lastly is control costs. First, we go to estimation of manufacturing costs. That's include the labor cost of all the position is applied, and the total of the total labor cost is 209,625 ringgit and 89 cents. And for the equipment cost of manufacturing, include like in this table, for each unit they have their own prices. In this table also shows about the total cost of the total amount the equipment is used. Next are the raw material. Our raw material is toluene and hydrogen. The amount that we use is 1,005 ton and 5,000 ton of hydrogen. And the total of this raw material for a year is 141,949 and 500 ringgit. And for 5 years, we will be times 35. For the site location cost, we located at the Johor Pasir Gudang Kawasan Perindustrian Tanjung, which the land is cost for 42,272,000 ringgit. And the expectation cost for a year have a variable cost, which like in this table, fixed cost that included, and the general cost, which all the costs of three type of the cost will have the total expenditure cost is 242,803,278 ringgit and 50 cents. For the other cost also is included in this budget, which completed for our staff to use in the office. That will be cost for 41,205 ringgit and 65 cents. For the capital cost, we estimate by the raw material, equipment cost, site location cost, and building cost. And the total of the capital cost is 272,579,069 ringgit and 68 cents. And the overall of the estimation of manufacturing cost that I have presented before is labor cost, equipment cost, and the other cost. This is the overall cost. And the total initial investment is included of two types of costs, which is working of capital cost and the capital cost, where the working of capital cost is 10% of 277,579,069 ringgit and 68 cents, which the total is 305,336,976 ringgit and 65 cents. And lastly, for the control cost, the total of the control budget was included by the production cost, cash inflow for a year and 5 years, and the total is about 1,157,033,976 ringgit and 65 cents. And our payback period is calculated by initial investment divided by the annual cash inflow for a year, which give a result of 2.15 years, means about 3 years and 3 months. I think that's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Fazana binti Yusuf. My ID number is KH20031. Okay, for my part, I will present about the funding methodology and repayment schedule for the production benzene from toluene. So there is 4 parts, which is first setting up a project company, include the legal service, license, and also the market research. Second, purchase of lands, construction of buildings and structures of chemical facility. Third, the purchase and production of custom-made equipment for our chemical productions. And lastly, acquisition of technology, which is the cost of patents to use a particular technology for chemical productions. Okay, next part is about the risk analysis. What is the risk we have faced along our chemical productions? First, climate change. More torrential rains and floods can be expected in many areas. So when the floods occur, we need to install again extra equipment in order to better these conditions. So it will affect our financial costs. Second, land characteristics. Some equipment cannot be transferred because of the unfitting land structure. So we need to consider and examine carefully about the land's topography and its soil structure in our industrial lands. Okay, next is about the labor supply. The wages which are not paid in proportionally to the labor force produce a common issue at any workplace. So we need to take in consideration in terms of current pay rates, the limitation on the number of hours working per week, and also the complaint between the workers. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Naim, and I will be presenting about the discussion and also the conclusion and the recommendation for our mini project. So in discussion, there are two major steps, that is evaluate and terminate. Okay, the evaluate step is for checking the relevance and the level of achievement of our project. So evaluation helps in the decision making process of stakeholders such as donors and national partners. The evaluation process is divided into four stages. Planning is the process of identifying stakeholders and setting short and long term of goals. Um, the goal of implementation is to determine the program success by monitoring all areas, and the completion is summary of the overall performance of the project, such as the efficiency and the sustainability. And lastly, dissemination and reporting are compilation of outcome evaluation recommendation for the future reference. Okay, the next step is to terminate. Project termination, also known as a closeout, is the next stage in project management that happen after the implementation phase has ended. When the project is accepted by the client, the project team is disbanded and any unneeded resources are properly disposed. The goal of this termination is to evaluate one's performance and learn from prior experience in order to improve in the future. Next is the conclusion of our project. The benzene industry is one of the most highly manufactured chemical with significant need for market expansion. It is used as a feedstock or raw material in the production of industrial chemical such as ethyl benzene, sumine, and cyclohexane. Uh, Most of the product that use benzene is actually plastic, detergent, and pharmaceutical. Shell or Sinopec are company that are substantial benzene production on a worldwide scale, with annual benzene production of capacity 57.4 million tons. Lastly, the recommendation for our project. Since benzene is carcinogenic, it should be stored safely. Some steps should be made to reduce employee exposure. All workers should wear suitable personal protective equipment, that is PPE, to prevent any incidents. To ensure employee health, all employees are obliged to undergo medical examination every 6 months. Hazard analysis must be performed in order to analyze the likelihood of any incident occurring in terms of its causes, effect, and course of action necessary to carry out this activity without incident. And lastly, the transportation of and storage manufactured benzene must be done in line with the company normal benzene storage operating procedure. That's all from me. Thank you.